And that's it. Yeah. You should be seeing me now. My name is still Andre, as in Donald. Yes. And good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. All right, so let me see who would have. Nah, nobody checking yet for the morning. All right. Mm, on WhatsApp, did anybody check in? Um, how was my weekend? My weekend was good. I had a sad one because I lost my auntie back home. Okay, all right. Um, Caroline, what's up, girl? Lennox, good morning. Henry John. Henry's supposed to be in Barbados. Sheldon Scott, good morning. Well, nah, he hasn't checked in for the morning. Cindy. Yeah, Cindy. Kinda, I ain't really want to bother with this thing. I just thought at least it'd make for some sort of entertainment. Let me check my all right. So I say good morning. Right, so I done that. Uh okay. All right, good. So yeah, I talked to this person and that person and that. I did all sort of talking over the weekend. Yeah, I did all sort of talking over the weekend with this person and that person here and that person here. And Tamika, good morning. Roland McDonald. Okay, that's a new. Is that a new one? Roland McDonald. Betty Matura. Nah, that's not new. Good morning, Betty. Stephanie Stokes is always there, but I think Roland McDonald sounds like a new one for the morning. 22 minutes after the hour of 7 o'clock. Why shouldn't we take a pause and go look for the weather? You gotta be careful. You gotta be careful with what you do and how you're doing it. You gotta be careful. If you do, when you're doing it, you gotta be careful. You gotta be careful, careful. I am loving life, but let's deal with this young lady here, and then we'll get back to usual. Yeah. Good morning, Miss Cyrus, representing the Met Office. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm okay. Tell us what the weather is going to be like today, my dear.
All right. Good morning again to you and your listeners. It is a fair morning at the NBIA. Winds are calm. Barometric pressure is 1014.5 millibars. That is above normal and rising. Present temperature is 27.1 degrees Celsius. Relative humidity 87%. Yesterday's maximum temperature was 32.6 degrees Celsius. Last night's minimum temperature was 25.8 degrees Celsius. Over the past 24 hours, there were 1.8 millimeters of rainfall recorded, which brings the total of the month to 53.8 millimeters. Now to look at the public forecast valid for today and tonight for Grenada, Carriacou, and PT Martinique. The weather is expected to be partly cloudy with light to moderate morning and nighttime showers and a low chance of thunder. Winds are expected to be easterly to east-southeasterly at 8 to 18 miles per hour, becoming variable to calm at times. Today's maximum temperature is expected to be 31.5 degrees Celsius. Seas slight to moderate with waves 2 to 4 feet in open water. Tides high at 11 a.m., low at 5 p.m. Sunset today at 6:11 p.m., sunrise tomorrow 5:57 a.m. Just to recap, the public forecast valid for today and tonight for Grenada, Carriacou, and PT Martinique. The weather is expected to be partly cloudy with light to moderate morning and nighttime showers and a low chance of thunder. From the Met Office, this is Vondi Cyrus. Have a great day.
Thank you very much, Vandi. You yourself have a wonderful day.
Errol Bonaparte, good morning. You okay? Betty James Ventress, Ivor Holas, what's up? Yeah, they're checking in like wildfire, man. And just to let folks know, yeah, I am able now again, inverted commas, to stream to you via YouTube. So those of you who are accustomed to getting it or viewing it on YouTube and you think it's better on the YouTube channel, yes, I'm back and able to stream to you. Kellen and Twine. Kellen, where are you located? It'd be nice to know. And yeah, those of you who probably just checking in for the first time on the live, it'd be nice to know, well, I'm in Montreal, I'm in Montreal. Yeah. Good morning, Shirley. Yeah. Me, why? I just love my Montreal, you know. I just love that. Yeah. In any event, the weekend wasn't bad. I think that a lot of people got the rest that they needed. They needed. And I live pretty close to the road. Well, any closer to the road and the traffic will be running over me when they pass. So I am able to judge a number of things. And while I did see a couple of vehicles, and I don't know, they more than likely would have had their passes because, yeah, I'm suggesting that. Paraclete, you live, Kellan. Nice. Good morning. I just thought that I saw a bit too many vehicles still on the road. I just thought I saw that. But in terms of individuals, in the last lockdown, which was our first lockdown, I think, there were many more individuals walking the streets. So there's been a downturn in the amount of individuals on the street. Vehicles down, yes, but I believe still can go down a bit more. Vehicles. And maybe it is time for the police to really exert some sort of something. And even with people walking the street, everybody will have an excuse for walking the street. I believe that the best deterrent for that is to detain them so that they know that this is what it is. That's what I believe. The best deterrent for that is to detain these people who believe that they still should be walking the street. But all in all, if I was to give the weekend lockdown a grade, which started, of course, on Friday evening and ended this morning at 5 o'clock, if I was to give it a grade, I'd give it a 7.5. That is, hold on, looking back to the lockdown before, which I gave a 3.5. I believe that this one, people showed a bit more respect for law and order. And that's what we need to get people to do, to understand and realize that they have to respect the law. All right, so I would expect that the one on the weekend coming will be a lot better. Oh, I want to speak to Dr. What you may call him? Jackie, good morning. How's London? Dr. Antoine. I want to speak to him. A lot of times he doesn't necessarily have the views that I have or that I share. And so I like talking to Dr. Antoine. Morning, sir. But I should be looking for the weather report just around this time, shouldn't I? Yeah, let me look and see if I can find the people weather report, yeah? Not weather report, what's wrong me? Um the thingy from the Nawasa people, yeah. Water wise for the 13th. Yep. Yep, we've got that. Water wise for the 13th, which is today, the 13th day of the ninth month. 2 days after World Trade Center drop, back then. Wow. Cheddar, good morning. Yeah, you there? Good. I must say, Ched, that you've been following the rules these days, youngster. You seem to be following, and maybe the young ones in the Roseville area, they can take a page from your book, bro. You seem to be following rules. The only thing I find you're lapsing in is the mask wearing and stuff. You're lapsing a bit there, but you're all good. Say hello to mom for me and your dad. Say hello to these guys for me. They're wonderful people. They should be proud of you. You're a good. You're supposed to be a good son. You gotta be careful. Claudine Houston, how you doing? Adrian Nelson, top of the morning to you. When you're moving. Hey, stay with us. We've got Waterwise next. You're going.
NOWASA is offering a wonderful opportunity for individuals who are experiencing financial challenges and are struggling to pay their bills. Through its community support promotion, you can nominate someone to receive water credit up to $200. Yes, $200. Nominate someone today. Forms are available at all NOWASA's cash offices and social media platforms. So give a gift of water credit. Nominations end on September 14th. Terms and conditions apply. Celebrating 1320, water, service, technology, and beyond. NOWASA, committed to meeting customers' needs. Good morning, consumers, and welcome to WaterWise, a production of the National Water and Sewerage Authority, NOWASA. Thank you for joining us. I am Wendy Chateau. Operations at NOWASA's Transmission and Distribution Department island-wide have been compromised as a result of COVID-19. As a result, the authority was forced to suspend services such as meter relocations, private water service connections, and leak detections. NOWASA is operating with reduced crews, and while measures are instituted to minimize downtime, the response time for leak repairs, which is the heart of the department's operations, has been adversely affected. The authority therefore seeks your understanding and cooperation with any delays. As we navigate the impacts of COVID-19, we also encourage you, our valued customers, to ensure you wear your mask, sanitize, and maintain the required distancing when visiting our payment centers. The authority is doing its part to support affected colleagues and also extends condolences to the families of those who have lost loved ones due to this dreaded virus. Know that you are not alone, and through our observance of the established protocols, and with the help of God, we will get through this turbulent period together. Following the announcement of the revised regulations, NOWASA adjusted its operating hours. Our general office hours are 8 a.m. to 3 p.m., Monday to Thursday, and 12 noon next Friday, September 17th, because of the no movement weekends. The authority thanks you for your understanding and cooperation and encourages you to continue observing all COVID protocols as we continue to remain vigilant in our daily lives until we can safely return to everyday activities. Remember that we can each take some simple steps to help slow the spread of coronavirus and protect ourselves, our families, and our communities. We hope that you and those around you remain safe. NOWASA is currently only accepting bill payments at its offices, having suspended all other in-person customer services functions. Customers are encouraged to use the authority's customer services telephone line 440-2155 for support and can also continue to access bill balances, query accounts, and report leaks either through voice or WhatsApp on 459-6064, 405-5245, or 405-9143. Nawasa's emergency line 292 or 435-0715 is also available for reporting broken lines and water outages, and queries can also be made via our social media platforms, Facebook and Instagram, and our website, www.nawasa.gd. Of course, in keeping with our mission of meeting customers' needs, we will do our best to help you to the fullest extent possible. To avoid contact as much as possible, we also remind you of the various other options for making payments. You can do so either through your banking institution via online banking or any of the payment centers available island-wide, Western Union Money Transfer and the River Sally Cooperative Credit Union. Again, only bill payments are being accepted at our offices at this time as the authority institute measures to protect staff and customers in the face of the high COVID-19 positivity rates in the community. Of course, we will continue to monitor the situation closely, adjust our operational guidelines, and provide updates as needed. That's our time with you this morning. Until next time, I am Wendy Chateau, thanking you for joining us. On behalf of the entire team at Nawasa, I wish you a fantastic day. Continue to follow all COVID protocols and regulations and stay safe. Hey! Nawasa is offering a wonderful opportunity for individuals who are experiencing financial challenges and are struggling to pay their bills. Through its community support promotion, you can nominate someone to receive water credit up to $200. Yes, $200. Nominate someone today. Forms are available at all Nawasa's cash offices and social media platforms. So give a gift of water credit. Nominations end on September 14th. Terms and conditions apply. Celebrating 1320, water, service, technology, and beyond. Nawasa, committed to meeting customers' needs.
Morning again, my people. How you doing? Let me see if I can. Well, not see if I can. I can. Over the weekend, St. Patrick's lost a son. A son who was not born of us, but a son of ours nonetheless. He was a father, a brother, a cousin, a friend, and of course he served as a doctor in this parish for many, many years. As a matter of fact, I think that outside of Dr. Japal, I do not believe that there's been a longer serving doctor in the parish of St. Patrick. Dr. Japal, Dr. Copeland, that kind of back then. I don't think any doctor has served longer the people of St. Patrick. Stand corrected. And I'm speaking here to none other than Dr. Varma. There were rumors before that he had passed, but was confirmed to me this morning, as a matter of fact, that he did pass on Sunday, sometime on Sunday, last Sunday, like yesterday. Challenges, he did have his own, like we all do, but I can say, and I'm sure you can say also, that he was one of the more dependable doctors in the parish of St. Patrick. Transition well. Dr. Varma, what you've done, Greatly appreciated. You will be missed.
Search for happiness.
One love.
You got to leave a little room.
On your way to the elders.
Would happen all of a sudden before you realize it's only a disguise. You got to be careful. You got to be careful with what you do and how you're doing it. If you do, when you're doing it, you gotta be careful. You gotta be careful, careful. The cleanliness in life is gone. It's only vice and corruption that's going on. Staying alive, trying to survive.
One of the craziest things to do is to work in radio, I'm telling you honestly, without a producer. And you are your own producer. And the worst thing that happens with you being your own producer is when you get here, you are here, and you you have a couple of things that you have tied up for the day, and okay, fine, these are the things that you want to do, so as to ensure that the people have something wonderful that they can listen to. Bam, first one gets canceled. Bam, first one gets canceled. Bam, you have to do so and cancel a second one because you did not, you were not appraised that, yes, it was confirmed. So you had to cancel. And the one that you cancel it for gets canceled too. So you're in a situation whereby you're wondering, well, how the hell am I going to do it? What am I going to do? That's what it is. Do you understand? And then you send out a link to someone that you believe is capable, so that person can link with you and you can have a little chit chat with that person for a couple of minutes, and boom, that too doesn't work. But the link, the link works, but you're not seeing the person showing face. Oh my God. This is when you're like, does it really have to go down like this? No, it doesn't, it doesn't. Anyway, to the folks who are back and who have the choice of viewing on YouTube now, hey, welcome back. What happened? There are rules that you follow, and if you break those rules in relation to YouTube, if you break those rules, then you're penalized, and it's simply that with me. The rules are broken, so hey, penalized. So I had to wait for about 2 weeks before I could go back onto YouTube again and stream. Okay, so Jackie, I know you're in West London. That's where you're supposed to be. Good. But what happened to this individual I just sent the link to? He read it, and that's the hurtful part of the thing, is that he read it and says nothing, and just come on. Is it that hard for you to follow, or is it? If you can't follow, just say, hey, I can't follow at this particular point in time. I want to speak to the police a bit. I want to give the police a bit of advice. Officers, already, even without COVID, you don't have 1,000 officers available for work. You have those who are sick, those who are on vacation, all sorts of things. Those who studying and whatever, yeah, all sorts of things. So police, do not make the job hard for you. Oh, but wow, yeah. Like I seen the person now, boy. Finally, they made it in the movies. If they could just settle a bit, then I could deal with it. But they're just moving around. Just settle down, right? That's it. Settle down. So, police, I'm gonna come back to you. But this gentleman that I am about to speak to, he is the public relations officer for the St. Patrick's Business Association. And he was the one who reminded me this morning that we had lost a son. Yeah, that's. I ain't saying even saying no kind of thing like adopted son. No, point blank, he was a son of St. Patrick. So let me speak. Let me do so and add my good buddy Keith Sylvan and say how do you do it now? Do we do it this way, Andre? Yeah, good. Keith Sylvan, good morning to you.
Good morning to you, Mr. Donald. How are you?
I'm there. I was just all flustered and cussing you all over the place because you weren't joining me.
I heard you. Hence the reason why I had to do a U-turn and get on there quick.
Yeah, you know I will throw a tantrum if it does not go in the way it should be going.
Of course. What else would you do?
Yeah, well, yeah. There you go. I'm good for that. How are you, Keith? How are you?
I'm fine. I'm in the UK at present, but I'm okay.
Are you in the UK?
I am indeed.
Oh. The numbers that we are talking numbers these days. The numbers in the UK seem to be dropping, Keith. Is that correct? Am I correct here?
Yes, indeed.
Oh, well, what's going on? What do you think is responsible for that sort of a, do we call it dive in the numbers?
No, I think the vaccinated population has increased. Therefore, of course, the other end would decrease.
Oh. So, would it be correct for you to say that while, yes, there are naysayers or anti-vaxxers, if you'll call it that, there are still anti-vaxxers in England, but
Indeed.
But not as Grenada?
No, not as Grenada. I think it's a big difference. I think something like 80% of the population here has been vaccinated, whereas in Grenada, I think it's the opposite. It's like maybe 29%, I think.
If all that.
If that, yeah. But obviously, the trend is now it's increasing because of the sudden rise in deaths and positive cases.
Yeah, because I was I was looking at a bit of a football on the weekend, and because my team won.
Oh, well done, Man United, I guess.
Of course, my team won. Are you a Man United supporter also?
Sadly, no.
Oh,
I'm a Chelsea supporter.
Oh, please.
Oh, yeah.
Please. Get out of here. Get out of here with that. Yeah. So we won, and I was flabbergasted when the first goal scored and the camera panned the crowd. I'm like, hold on. This must be an old match. This can't be 2021. Yeah.
No chance, Andre. The UK is back to normal. All dysfunction, sporting events are just standard now.
Yeah, because there are people, hardly anybody wearing masks.
That is true. There is no mandatory requirements for masks anymore, even in the banks. Everything is normal here within reason. I think dental practices and the hospital are the major areas for masks.
Well, your dentist would be masked anyway. Even if your dentist, even if it wasn't COVID times, your dentist is doing work. That dentist will be masked anyway.
True, but they have protocols now in place. If you got a dentist appointment, you have to fill in this form that give them information about your whereabouts in the last 14 days.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, like myself, I have a dentist appointment tomorrow, and I have to fill this form in prior to attending.
Oh, all right. So how's it been for you so far? How's it been for you in good old England?
Well, I had to quarantine for 10 days because someone on my flight were positive, or tested positive rather. And the United Kingdom have a system where you have track and trace. So they knew everyone who was on that flight. And I had a message to stay indoors for 10 days. But that's about it.
Oh, so you just stayed indoors for 10 days and then you were free to
And I was,
dingle
yeah,
thereafter?
then I was released after that to do what I have to do.
Did they have to call you back to tell you, okay,
No.
fine, you're free to go now? No?
Well, I had one phone call just to check
Uh-huh.
and obviously confirm. And then I had text messages to inform me of the dates. And that was it.
Okay, well, that's good. You know, I spoke to my daughter, and she's in Barbados, and she said one of the things that she said to me was kind of very revealing. She says, "Daddy, I could do a PCR test in Barbados every day." So I'm like, "Okay, what's the difference?" She says, "Well, home, they push this thing all the way up in your brain." She says, "But in Barbados, they ask you to blow. And then when you blow, then they use the swab to take whatever residue would have come down when you would have blown your nose. They would then swab there instead of pushing the thing up inside, trying to find some sort of a thingy."
I see. Well, I had two tests since I've been here.
Uh-huh.
The track and trace, you have to have a test 2 days after you arrive in the UK. So I've had one of those. That's negative. And then I also had another one after I received the call stating that I had to self-quarantine. And they were simple. I mean, they were not uncomfortable or anything. They were simple, the nostril one, which is very easy. And I left.
Okay. Now, we've lost a brother.
Indeed.
We've lost a friend. We've lost a comrade. We've lost our friendly neighborhood doctor, if you would want to call him that. Dr. Varma.
Dr. Varma, sadly. As you understand, he was one of the main doctors in the parish of St. Patrick's. He did a lot of house calls, and I think most of the people of St. Patrick's are fully aware, and they were one of the major doctors there. I mean, we have, I think, about 4 doctors that represent St. Patrick, but Dr. Varma's been there, as far as I'm aware, for over 20 odd years.
Yeah, it 20 odd years. Are you crazy? Real FM is already 17 years this year.
My word.
Dr. Varma would have been, it's better off saying 35 years plus going, honestly.
At least, because since he arrived in Grenada, he has never returned. He's always been a Grenadian doctor. And I think he worked with the government initially, and then he set up his private practice. And he always been there. Everyone know where he was. And I think he served the community very well.
I believe, honestly, if Dr. Varma was delivering babies and so down at his clinic, he at this particular point in time in his career, he will be delivering his grandbabies. That's how long he's been here.
Very true. I knew earlier on there were lots of rumors because he fell ill, and people obviously jumped the gun to say that he died, but that was not true. Yesterday we had confirmation from the family, and as sad as it may be, we had to let the public know because he was well loved by a lot of people in the parish.
Okay, somebody just sent a question here for you, but I'd leave that for a bit and let's try to reminisce on
Of course.
Varma. Dr. Varma, I mean, he would be remembered not just as a doctor in St. Patrick's, but as the doctor
Yes,
in the parish.
yes,
Always there. Um, when you believe that okay, fine, the doctor ain't coming, then Doctor Varma will turn up. And sometimes he gives the excuse that the car wasn't working too well, but Doctor Varma will turn up.
very true.
You turn up at his place and you call and he will come out and you never really saw the vexed face of Dr. Varma. He'd be as tired as what, and you'd only know he's tired if you are a friend of his, that kind of a thing. But other than that, he was just always there, Keith.
Yes, I agree. I mean, I haven't known Dr. Varma very long because I only returned to Grenada in the last 3 years. And during that period, I've learned a lot about him because my partner obviously worked with Dr. Varma. And because of him, she's in Grenada. And
Mm-hmm.
it's very nice to know that you could look at someone in that profession that actually helps the community and work with them. And he has been that person.
You know, you when you do little chit chats like this, and then you ask the question, well, how do you think Dr. Varma will be missed? That is one person you cannot even ask that question. It's just a known thing that you are going to miss Dr. Varma.
100%. Because I don't think there's many doctors in St. Patrick that does house calls and available at 24 hours literally. I know there's some doctors who just don't do that type of service, and Dr. Varma do or did, should I say?
Mhm. One of the things is that I know that he wanted to create a sort of a St. Patrick's clinic where every single service um, could have been afforded to the people of St. Patrick at that particular clinic. I know he got to doing all, well, not him personally doing it, but there are people doing ultrasound. There are people doing, other different things at his place. But he never really got it to that full clinic that he wanted.
I agree,
Correct?
and he obviously tried, and I mean you can't fault him for trying. It may not work or it didn't work, but he obviously had a vision to try and bring in just about every medical assistant that he can for the community. As you know, in Grenada, consultancy is money, and he trying as hard as he can to assist the people in everywhere he actually tried. But like you and I know, this sort of a specialities service is expensive, and you need a lot more than just money. You need people there to service the equipment and to maintain that they work properly all the time. So Dr. Varma himself, as as hard as he tried to get a lot of this service into St. Patrick, for example, he didn't succeed to get everything that he wanted. And sadly, we just have to work with what we have.
Yeah, it is so sad. But
It is.
do you think that whosoever it is um, will be carrying that flag after him? Do you think that that person may do?
Well, it's going to be a very tough shoe to fit, so to speak. There are not many people who are willing, should I say, to give the type of service that Dr. Varma did offer. Doctors now are very hard pushed. Some specialize in skin, some specialize in children. So they all focus on the direction that they actually qualify in. I think Dr. Varma had a sort of an overall doctorate. He just covered just about everything. So it's going to be very difficult at present to get one particular doctor to do all these things.
You said that you sort of gave the impression that Dr. Varma was a doctor of everything, and
He was.
it just came to my mind. that it probably would have been nice to call him a doctor nurse. He just everything.
I mean, I think, you know, for what I know, there are some very good doctors in St. Patrick, but like I explained before, they don't cover everything. Some are not willing to maybe work the kind of hours the Dr. Varma did or the service that he offered. I mean, not many doctors want to do home visit because home visit is a very specialized thing. You have to be very committed. And our community is not the type of people that organize a proper home visit. And when a doctor gets to your house, they want to be able to deal with the issue rather than to deal with everything else. And that becomes difficult for many doctors because time is money. And for a doctor to leave their office and to visit a home, it means that there's a need for that, an urgency, in other words. And if you get to someone's house and they're not ready or it's not really an emergency, you waste a lot of time, you see?
I am going to pitch something to you as you being the public relations officer for the St. Patrick's Business Association.
Yes.
And as a doctor, not you, of course. I'm speaking of a doctor. But as a doctor who's, and I believe, as I said earlier, it would have to be Dr. Japal and probably Dr. Copeland and so they may be the only others who would have served longer than Varma in the parish of St. Patrick.
I agree, yes.
I'm looking at it that way. Do you think that it may be time for your association to look at ways of remembering Dr. Copeland, Dr. Japal, and now Dr. Varma?
Well,
maybe some sort of a fund or some sort of a scholarship in their names, and you probably call it the doctor's scholarship.
What?
And probably you can look at a child who is from the parish and probably enter in SGU and look and see how the association, meaning the St. Patrick's Business Association, can emulate what the Keith Mitchell Foundation is doing, and most important, cause that child, even if it's one child per year, cause that child to have a smoother flow on towards becoming a doctor, and then the next thing is at least people would remember Varma, Copeland, and Japal.
I agree, but this is something that we in the SPBA would have to sit down and discuss, because I'm sure everyone will have an input and some direction as to how we approach this.
That's a bad thing. That's a bad thing. The
Why?
bad thing, everybody having an input, then you will not get anywhere.
Oh, stop it, Andre. You know better than that.
I'm telling you. You know better than that. You know better than that. Come on, Keith.
Andre, listen, we have to look to the future. Forget the past. Listen, as a group, we have to work together. One person cannot. I mean, everyone has ideas, but collectively we have to work together and make it, what we want. And your suggestion is very good. But to apply it and make it work, everyone has to sit down and look at the direction we have to go to make it work for the community.
I tell you what. One of the first things that you're gonna get, Dr. Varma didn't come out here, That's one of the first things. You're gonna get that from your members. You are going to get that from your members. You better believe me.
No, Andre, no. I don't think anyone would say that.
Okay. I can tell you who would say that already.
Oh, don't you dare. Listen, this is serious, Andre. You cannot go in that direction. I
I
think
am serious. I
everyone in
am
this.
serious.
No, 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 no. I totally disagree on this occasion.
But that's
Um,
all right.
yeah,
That's
but
why I
that's
like
good.
you. That's why I
That's
like
good.
you.
That's good.
We can disagree, but you and the thing about it is that you know what is so sweet is that
Yeah.
you know the person who is gonna say that to begin with, and I know the person. Both of us know the person, but you just in
Andre,
denial.
Andre,
What?
we're not
What?
discussing. We're here to
What?
talk about the work that Dr. Varma did on
Of
behalf or
course, of
for
course.
the community of St. Patrick's.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm
Mm-hmm.
sure there are going to be hundreds of people in St.
Uh,
Patrick right
uh-huh.
now who are going to have a very good thing to say about that doctor.
But
What he's
of
done for them.
course, I believe the majority of the parish is going to do so and agree with what we are
Yes,
saying, But I'm
indeed.
talking about members of your organization.
Well, you part of it too. So are you going to say anything negative about it?
No, but I know who
Oh, very
will.
good, very good.
You,
So straight
you,
away,
you want?
we have two members, two members in favor so far. So that's good.
You want me to tell you who will say bad
No,
things?
I said no.
Well, how can you be like that?
You like
You,
controversy, don't you?
but how could you be like that?
But of course, you have to be diplomatic in circumstances like these. You cannot be on the radio naming people in a negative way. It's not
But
nice.
I'm not naming anybody in a negative way. I'm just saying what the person would say.
Well, let the person say privately. In the meantime,
Okay.
we shall work together and get something done. We will. Um, I personally feel that what you've said is a good idea. It's just a matter of trying to find a way of putting it together.
All right. So just before you run off now, because I've got other things to go do, but just before
Oh,
you
well
run off,
done.
here's this.
Mm-hmm.
I have a question that the businessman from the association in St. Patrick's you have on there right now, Andre. And the question: will there be requiring vaccination for workers from the business community standpoint, like SGU, given that every day that you can't keep a staff um, being isolated, it's like 14 days every time you have to do that, you lose.
Well, this is my view, and that's my personal view, okay, Andre?
Okay, let's hear
The
it.
approach to the vaccine initially, in my opinion, was done wrong because the data which was being daily broadcast or weekly broadcast was based on imported cases, people coming into the country and being tested at the airport. So you're talking about for about a year, we had very low figures, one death, all because the only people that were being vetted or tested were foreigners, people coming into the country via whatever means. Now, once they start testing the locals from about the 23rd of August, if you look at the data has risen in such a way that you would never imagine, and everyone started panicking. What's happening? Now, to be honest, if this disease were taken, say, a year ago, or the data or the locals were tested, those figures would be totally different. That's my view. Okay. I feel now that they're testing the locals, of course you're going to get high figures. Of course you're going to get more deaths because it's more related. Things are being done on the ground for the people of the island of Grenada. That's my view. Now, I'm not going to argue with anyone as to why didn't they do it. But if you look at the data, which is what's being broadcast every week, I looked at it this morning, and I think we had something like I've written it down, but I haven't got it with me at the moment. But the figure has gone maybe like a few 100% in terms of if you look at the death rate, for example, I think it's about 27 at the moment.
Yeah, I believe it is round about that.
And if you look at the imported figure from a month ago, it's 8, and it's still 8. What does that tell you?
Well, we have more community spread.
Exactly. And the imported cases is static. It hasn't moved. It hasn't moved.
So
So they can't say that this is being brought in. It was already here. But we never test anyone.
I don't agree. I
Well,
don't
I don't
agree that
expect
it
you
was.
to. I don't expect you to. I said it's my
I don't
opinion, eh?
know.
My
Yeah,
opinion.
yeah.
And
I
I'm
don't
just going by the
agree.
data. I'm just using the data that's been published. I looked at it, and it's obvious that this, if the increase in positive cases, the increase in death, the increase in hospitalization, they're all in the last month, roughly. And it's
Yeah.
all because more of the locals are being tested, and more of
No,
the
it was
locals.
no. It was a situation where that the locals decided to violate the law.
Well, you
That is
can't
what
use that,
happened.
Andrew. You cannot use that as the cause of it. No, you can't.
No. It is the cause because here is what you see. The the locals were told, all right, hey, we do not have the festival carnival. That's been
Yeah,
taken off the books. All right, so no carnival. That did not stop folks from coming in and wanting to have some fun in the sun for the summer. Going to
yeah,
which
but Andre,
would be
that happened
hold
last
on,
year also.
you no. It did not happen last year when there was a how you call it?
You
Delta
said,
strain, a Delta strain of the virus available. That is what killed us. Is that last year it was just a virus. Nobody
okay,
bothered.
yeah,
This year you had a deadly strain, which was Mr. Delta.
but Andre,
Left America on JetBlue and got in here
I
as Delta.
no. You're taking shortcuts here, Andre.
No, I'm not. I'm not.
How many locals were tested last year? Give me a figure.
I can't give you a figure, and I'm
Well,
not even going to try to give you a
but
figure here. Are you crazy?
hardly,
No,
maybe 0%.
I will not agree with that. I
Well,
will
come
not
on.
agree with
I
that.
don't expect you to agree because the stats.
No,
Look
because
at the stats.
no,
Look at
but
the stats.
okay. You tell me how many persons were tested last year for a fact.
Um,
You don't know,
I don't know.
right? So shut up.
No. But look, Andre, look at the
Yeah,
amount of people that's been tested this year.
and
But that tells you, if you look at number one, there's about 62,000 people had PCR tests. Now, that doesn't reflect Grenada as a whole. That reflects the amount of tourists that is returning back to their country of origin after their holiday.
uh-huh.
Because each aircraft takes about 300 people. Yes? So the tests which are being taken right now are not generally locals.
You mean right now in Grenada?
Yeah, if you look at the figures, the
No,
62,000 people has been tested, PCR
no.
tested.
I am willing to say to you that there are more people locals who are not traveling. There are more of them now are taking the test.
I agree
I'm not.
because they're
I
scared.
am.
Because they are scared. You look at the
I,
data,
they did
it
hold
tells
on,
you,
brother. It wasn't anything about who is scared and who is not.
oh,
I'm just
are
dealing
you
with what
scared?
is. Scared of what?
Oh,
Are
good,
you
good.
are you scared of dying?
No, when my
Exactly. So
time
why should
comes,
I
I
be
take
scared?
it.
There you go. I'm not scared of dying.
No,
I
me.
am just all the only thing in me is that I'm careful.
You better be.
Of
And
course.
play the tune again. You better be careful.
Oh God, be careful. No, let me leave you alone. Let you run along, my brother.
Okay, Andrew,
Um,
listen. Have a
but
pleasant day.
no, but I want you, because I know you're into the pharmaceutical business.
Yes.
So I don't know what you can bring in or what you can order and have shipped into the country that is going to assist persons in relation to COVID-19. Maybe more uh, more sanitizing stuff, um, and more mask at a cheaper cost, and maybe it is time for persons like yourselves to make an application to the Ministry of Finance so that you are able to bring in your mask and bring them in duty free, so that you can sell them almost at cost price.
Sounds
So that
good.
more people
Have
would wear
access to them.
masks,
Yeah,
have
I
access
agree.
to masks.
I agree.
So instead of a chap, um, a bus driver, for instance, can now um, buy a box of masks that has 50 or so in it, and if somebody is coming and the person doesn't have a mask to get onto his bus, he can say, okay,
Yeah,
fine, here's a mask.
yeah, no,
Because
that's good.
he would have paid 50 cents for that, and that fare that he's collecting there is $2.50, which
I
is a lot
agree.
more than. So maybe it's time for you guys to start being proactive.
Well, yes, of course. Once the government sort of set out the guidelines, that's what they're going to do.
The government does not have to set out
Well,
guidelines.
Ministry of Health,
Guidelines.
then.
No. Y'all who are into the pharmaceutical business, you all have to sit down and decide, okay, fine, this is something that we have to be or have to start looking at,
Yeah,
and make the application to even if you have to do it as an individual, but
yeah,
make the application to the Ministry of Finance and say, hey, I would like to bring in a container of mask, and it is my intention just to break even or whatever on it. So can I have concessions, and what are the concessions that you're willing to give?
of course. Yeah, no, that's
Instead of
all good.
instead
That's
of
all good.
all you sit down there trying to be millionaire off our backs.
Trying. Oh, come on, stop that, Andre. You're the
Also,
millionaire already.
you're not trying. You're a millionaire already. Oh
I'm not.
damn!
I wish.
Why was I thinking that you were trying this thing?
I wish. Why would I walk if I was a millionaire?
You just want to be a millionaire on top
I,
of that
I'm walking
again?
towards that.
Not or to be two time, 3 time, 4 time.
Andre, have a
Hey,
good day.
you too, my brother. Have a wonderful day now. Take care of yourself, yeah?
All the best, brother. Take care. Bye
All
bye.
right. All right. Good. Take care of yourself. Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Speaking there for a bit with Keith Sylvan. Yeah, Keith Sylvan. He has a pharmacy here in Sateers. Himself and his mate runs that pharmacy there. Pretty good. And he's off in England for a couple of days. Yeah. This is real. This is 91.9, 91.5, www.drealfmgrenada.com. I just want to raise something, yeah? And let me just let y'all know straight up. Every single person, and I'm not talking the world here, I'm talking Grenada. Every single one of us would have our opinions on different things. But when I see how some people react and statements that they post, I have to do so and ask myself, am I really proud to be Grenadian? And maybe there is a very good reason why I always say, call, I'm coming to you, that I am from St. Patrick and I'm not from Grenada. If you never ask for something, you cannot say some of the things that you say. I'm not even going to repeat what you're saying. I refuse to dignify, and I'm even going to call your name. I refuse to dignify you by repeating what you say. because you just seeking to jackass the thing. Let me go to the phone. Good morning.
Good morning, Comrade Andre. Antoine here.
Wait now. What you calling
No. It's in something more pressing and urgent I want to point out quickly to you and disappear.
Please.
It seems evident to me, based on reports from various members of the community, that there are certain areas where they've found victims of the COVID virus. And it seems some of these people continue to behave in a very cavalier manner. They seem to just walk around instead of staying in self-isolation. And some of them even walk without masks. So I am trying to draw it to the authorities' attention, the need to ensure that those victims testing positive remain in isolation, because they simply walk around and it turns out that more and more people seem to be getting infected in the communities.
Well, the thing, what we have to do and appreciate here is that the authorities can and they do say to you, you are positive and therefore you should isolate yourself. We are going to be in contact with you, and there's even a fact sheet that they tell you that you should follow. Different things. If you live in a house with others, there are different things that you do in relation to being in that house with others. They can't put a police on you. And even if they put a tag on your foot so that they monitor you, how well is that going to be? Because if you're going to leave the house without the tag, you will leave it with tag too. It is just the discipline of the individuals needs to improve. And that is what we have to start to do. You must be able to call me and tell me that Joseph Donald has tested positive for COVID, and Joseph Donald, I saw him walking the street. That is what has to happen. The thing has to come down to a shame game. Because if we don't, what will continue to happen is that this thing will continue to spread. We have to police it for ourselves.
Yeah, but please bear in mind, we could only suggest to the people that they stay in isolation, wear the mask if they happen to, or they need to be outside, and exercise all the necessary precautions. Yes, you raise an important point, the question of self-discipline. Well, we're not all self-disciplined as we would like to be. But it also means that there are other alternative solutions which I would, if you ask me, recommend respectfully to the minister. I know it might sound harsh and bold and kind of draconian, but I think we have gotten to the stage where we need to have what I would describe as quarantine stations. Because if our people are not disciplined enough to self-isolate, if they're not disciplined enough to walk around with the mask as recommended, and not just walk around with it, but wear it properly, then it means that in the interest of national security and well-being, we should be authorized and be allowed to take more drastic measures to protect the rest of the society.
But yeah, it's all well and good to say that, but then at the end of the day, the other question that will be asked and has to be dealt with is who pays?
Who pays? Good question. I mean, the question of who
so
pays.
you telling me because you, Dr. Antoine, decide that you ain't staying in your house. All right? You ain't staying in your house. You know that you're positive. You know what you're supposed to be doing, but you're not bothering. So, and then still, you're not bothering and you're putting me in danger. And then I still have to pay for you to bother?
Well,
No,
here
no,
is
no,
the
no,
issue.
no, no. That ain't making no sense.
It's not a case of you paying for me.
Well, of course I'm paying for you, so who
No,
paying
you
for it?
pay because at the end of the day, it's the national community, the whole society.
No,
that
no, no, no,
benefits
no,
if
no,
we
Doc.
bring that.
No, it boils down to me paying to put you up in a place.
Well,
And hold
yeah,
on, I don't have to just pay for you to sleep, you know. I
well,
have
yeah,
to
but
pay for food. I have to
yes,
pay for water for you to bathe.
yes,
And I have to pay for security to keep you inside of there.
yeah, but remember the level of security personnel needed then would be less for one.
No, 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 no,
Two,
no, 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 no,
two,
no,
there'll be
no.
greater control
Doc,
of the
Doc.
victims so as to ensure the spread is controlled or
Doc.
brought under control quickly.
Doc.
And three, yes, while it might seem to cost upfront so much to house and to accommodate those victims, it might cost more to have them out there. In other words, it's a cost factor that could be weighed and compared. Which is more expensive? It's like asking, which is more expensive, education or ignorance? Well, here is a case of a classical illustration of where behavior could be much more expensive than we putting out some money to control and ensure that victims are isolated and quarantined.
No, Doc, man.
Yes,
Watch,
comrade.
no, comrade. Let me
Give
tell you
it some more
something.
thought.
No, I don't have to give this thing thought. No. You have to. Let me tell you something. Doc, you living where you living. And if you and your neighbors know that the guy up on the hill tested positive, then outside of him staying inside and doing what he has to do, it is also your responsibility.
So,
And you wait. It is your responsibility and all the neighbors' responsibility to say, hey, go back home.
I agree.
And until we start doing that, then the statement you just make, where you want us to, and when I say us as a country, to find money because Andre ain't staying home, so let us send the police or send whatever to pick up Andre. And who give you the right to do so and go and lock up Andre?
Well, that's one way to deal with it, but that's not necessarily the best way to deal with it.
So how else would you deal with it? Tell me.
Which is why I raised the question of a quarantine station.
But that ain't making sense.
Well,
that is the same
It
thing.
may not make sense up front.
But that is the same. So who paying for that?
Ultimately, which is more expensive? Taking care of the victims in quarantine stations as opposed to letting the victims walk around and not heed the neighbors instructing them to get back into quarantine.
You want to tell me what is less expensive?
Well, I want to suggest to you.
You want me to tell you?
Let me hear.
In the sweet by and by, we shall meet on that beautiful shore. That is less expensive.
Well, not necessarily because they mind not all the victims succumb.
That is less expensive.
But I think in the national
by
interest,
and by.
In the national interest,
I
want to recommend the minister
to do what?
that he gives some serious consideration
to what?
Quarantine stations.
No.
Quarantine stations.
Nope, I don't agree.
Well, you don't have to. We don't all have to agree.
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something.
What we all have to agree.
The government, in the beginning of this thing,
yes,
the government left it up to individuals so that when they come and they have to quarantine in a government facility, that they will choose and they'll go. You know what the individuals start to do? When they got here, I ain't had no money. So government now have to find a place for them to quarantine. So all government do says, okay, fine. You will not be allowed into the country if you do not show proof of accommodation. Everybody have money now.
All right.
Y'all Grenadians not, remember I live in St. Patrick, so I'm not a Grenadian. Y'all Grenadians just not fair.
Well, Andre, remember we all in this crap together. If the boat sinks, we all sink.
No, St.
If it
Patrick's ain't
floats, we all
sinking.
float.
St. Patrick's ain't sinking. Don't for one moment believe that.
Well, so I still suggest there must be better and more creative ways of bringing this whole issue, this crisis, under control. It might be draconian in nature, but I think what I think has to be done still remains, in my opinion.
The best thing to do is to put a couple of tents in a playing field somewhere and put them in the tent. And I bet you they stay home after that.
That might be a good station, a good way to quarantine, to create the quarantine station.
They would never want to stay in tents. Dr. Antoine, have a good morning.
Well, Comrade Andre, sorry you had to chase me from your station.
Yeah.
Nice talking with you.
Don't worry, we'll link again.
You have a great day. Take
One
care.
love, yeah.
All the
Good.
best. Thanks.
Yeah.
Bye-bye. Cheers.
I think I'll bring back Dr. Antoine sometime in this week so we could have another conversation about this thing. Good morning, Grenada. Good morning, Caribbean. 29 minutes now. Yeah, before the 9 o'clock hour. Stephanie, what are you saying there? They need to change these people who are positive and still be out and about because Grenada do not have the track and trace app as the UK. Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Yes.
How you doing?
I'm there.
I just called to tell you, I think I talked about with our auntie. She get chased today.
That's good.
Yeah, she get chased.
Finally.
Yeah.
Finally, she made it.
Yeah, so let me let you know. Have a good day.
You have your vaccine now?
Yeah, I got yesterday, though.
Why you had to wait all this long time?
I don't know. I just, finally I got it. So I'm listening, yeah.
What?
I said, I'm listening.
Listening. I hope you're listening. Grenada, okay, bye.
I got it.
Grenada, the black man, thank you. Grenada teach me the biggest lesson. And who ain't learn from Grenada, I'm sorry. Yeah, I live in St. Patrick's. I learned from Grenada. Grenada teach me a lesson. And Grenada, down south. Yeah, man, they teach me a lesson. Big lesson, too. So, wait now, like all my WhatsApp people and them there. Johnny, my good boy, Johnny Charles. So how are you doing this morning? Uh-oh. We lost our centurion, Tan Lucy. Good morning to all her relatives. The last known Carib in St. Patrick. Yeah, J-Wanda, I got it before you, bro. Maria, just leave my thing alone, please. Maria, leave my pretty shirt alone. You know, my uncle or my uncles lost their uncle last evening. Yeah, my uncles lost their uncle, their father's brother, last evening. You would remember him or know him by the name Ompra. He too succumbed to COVID. And the question I ask is simply this. Explain this to me. Here is a gentleman who has been an inmate of the Hilarion home for what, about 3 years now? So he doesn't go anywhere. Doesn't go anywhere. How? How? Grenada. How? How it happened? And by the look at things, at the Hilarion home, he's not the first person to have passed as a result of COVID in recent weeks at the home. What can they do about it? Hope and pray. Hope and pray. I have something to say and has to do with people, for instance, at the Richmond home. I believe that what should happen all inmates at the Richmond home should have medical examination, not necessarily by a doctor that works with government, because you go do something, you go ball out, cheat and all kind of thing. I know you. But by an independent medical doctor or by a medical board, an independent medical board. All these people at the Richmond home, these people should be checked. And once it is certified that the vaccine can be administered, administer the vaccine. In cases like that, they are wards of the state, because you the daughter and all kind and the granddaughter and the grand cousin, you ain't doing nothing for them. As far as I'm concerned, these people should be given the vaccine. And then, coming out of that, you make it mandatory that any person from now until whenever, any person who is to be administered as an inmate at the Richmond home must take the vaccine. Monge? Yes. That. At Monge too. And I want to speak to a police officer. I want to calculate this, boy. I want to speak to a police officer because I need to find out something, because I want to include. Yeah. I want, and you see, the media has to get on board here. I want to include the inmates at Her Majesty's prison. Yeah. The inmates at Her Majesty's prison. Whether we like it or not, you know, it is only a matter of time before certain sectors will make this thing mandatory. The union and them down here pussyfooting and making a set of chopping to yourself. Don't worry. When they start to realize that they can no more drive in fancy cars on the backs of the workers that are paid for, the backs of the workers in Grenada when they realize that they can't buy gas like that no more. And the union can't pay for the gas. When they realize these things, then you will hear them start speaking to mandatory vaccine. Mark my words. But we have to start to put these things in place. You get sentenced to 5 years at Her Majesty's pleasure. You remember that? You know? At Her Majesty's pleasure. You get sentenced to 5 years. Vaccine? As soon as you go inside the vaccine. Ain't no doubt in my mind. What are we wasting time for? I already had to pay to feed you. You, the prisoner, already have to pay to feed you. You break the law, eh? Yeah, man, you broke the law. And you go to jail. Use our jail board. And then I had to pay to feed you. Right? If your tooth hurt you, I had to pay for that. If your head hurt you, I had to get Panadol. Anything that happened to you, I, the state, yes, I, the state, had to take care of all of that. Well, look at it. I, the state, don't want you, the I, to contract COVID. So I, the state, will vaccinate you. It should be mandatory. If you don't want it to be mandatory, if you don't want to take it, as simple as this, don't go jail. So I believe that as of today, as long as you have enough days left on your sentence in the prison, because I think, the Pfizer is how many days? 28 days apart is the vaccine, the two. All right. So if you have 28 days left on your sentence, you shall be vaccinated. If you are 20, I can't force you. You know why I can't force you? Because you may not go and take the second one. But as long as you have enough days to take both, I shall vaccinate you like if I eat in a jack's broth. I'll just say what I want to. I really don't care. It is time for us to start doing what is right. We cannot just continue to just sit down there and just behave like every little thing is going to be all right. This is not three little birds by your doorstep in the morning. This is a big vulture that's getting ready to eat you when you're dead. You may rise up this morning. You may rise up this morning. But you may go to sleep during the course of the day, never to rise again. It is time for us to stop this stupidness. Government can't say that. I wish they pay me money to say it more. Grenadians, all that live in Dongso. Yeah, Grenadians. All you need to do better than that. You understand? We need to do better. Wake up, wake up, wake up, and smell the coffee. $8:45. That's the time. 442-0975. Those are the digits that you can call.
You think of Grenville Cooperative Credit Union, what comes to mind? A reliable financial institution that has stood the test of time. Maybe you think about the convenience and quality financial service they provide. Do you think about their readiness to help you retire, achieve your academic goals, build your dream home, buy the piece of land, or the elegant car? Or maybe the convenience of their different locations, Jubilee Street in Grenville, or the new outlet on Lucas Street in St. George's in the Derek Sylvester building. Maybe you always consider how they're always a phone call away. 442-8602 or 438-4228. They're also online, www.grenvillecreditunion.com. No matter what comes to mind, remember, Grenville Cooperative Credit Union is the best place to save and to borrow, working with you to make your brighter tomorrow.
I'm Ken Roy Batiste, resident host of Celebrate Grenada Live, inviting you to join me this and every Saturday from 4 to 6 p.m. Eastern Caribbean Time on Real 91.9 and 91.5 FM, simultaneously on drealfmgrenada.com. Celebrate Grenada Live, a melting pot of almost all things Grenadian, spotlighting our island paradise. Email celebrategrenadalive@gmail.com. Thank you, and we'll be live soon.
There comes a time in every household when a loved one passes on, and we all need the support and guidance of a trusted friend. Lacroix Brothers Funeral Home has been your dedicated friend. And now, for your convenience and added financial ease, we introduce specially designed complete funeral packages from as low as $5,500. Same professional quality services, but now greater choices at the lowest possible prices. As you prepare to enter your loved one into eternal rest, visit Lacroix Brothers Funeral Home and select a package that brings added comfort to the entire family. Conditions apply. Serving you from locations in St. George's, Grenville, and Carriacou. Call us at 440-2302 any time of day. Lacroix Brothers Funeral Home, continuing a tradition of excellence.
M&M Hardware Limited, Hope St. Andrew and Dusty Highway, St. George. Shop conveniently for all your building materials, including plumbing, electrical, lumber, cement, steel, and much more. We manufacture roofing sheets available in 11 colors, aluminum windows, doors, inset screens, and hurricane shutters. Installation services are available for all our manufactured products. Our opening hours are Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m., Saturdays, 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. M&M Hardware Limited. Come on in and experience our affordable prices, or call us 444-6757 or 440-6757 Dusty Highway. Email us at info@mahonhardware.com or mnmdusty@mahonhardware.com. M&M Hardware, foundation to roof. Let's build together.
The first word when you speak about furniture is classic. Yes, at Classic Furniture, they design and make the best in local furniture. All their products are made from the finest local wood available on island. You think it, they design it and make it to your expectations. The highest standards at the best possible price, and they also provide higher purchase for you, their valued customers. Located on Ben Jones Street in Grenville, with their factory at Chantemelle in St. Patrick. That's where you need to visit when looking for products made of the finest finest local wood. They deliver and install items at no extra cost. Your satisfaction is their mission. The extra step is taken to ensure their customers are completely satisfied. They do doors and finished kitchens, supplies mattresses, and restores antique pieces to look like the first day they were made.
Hey, give us a call on 442-4645 and 442-9726.
Classic Furniture, Grenada's homegrown furniture producers.
Myers Collection, located on Main Street Hotel, St. Patrick, announces its back-to-school promotion. We supply primary school uniforms for schools in St. Patrick, secondary uniform for McDonald's College, Mount Rose Seventh-day Adventist Comprehensive, and St. Mark's Secondary. We also supply some preschool uniforms along with other school accessories such as bags, shirts, vests, socks, notebooks, etc. We accept government and Grand Coda vouchers. So when shopping, check out Myers Collection for all your back-to-school supplies as well as household items at very competitive prices. Opening hours from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. and later for your convenience. For more information, call 449-6197. Myers Collection.
Get high making money moves with the NLA's new Aces High Scratch game with 4 chances to win. Beat the dealer's card to win the prize shown. Reveal an A symbol. And just like that, you are automatically a winner. Scratch away to win the top prize of $10,000. Win easy with Scratch. Must be 18 or older to play.
Eight minutes on the upswing now to the top of the hour, 9 o'clock. Yeah. You. All right, phone call. Let me take the phone call, then I'll come back to you. Morning.
Morning to you, Mr. Andre.
Yeah.
And morning to Grenada. Yeah, in terms of Mr. Dr. Obama, let me express my deepest sympathy to and condolence to the family. That's a gentleman I have a lot of confidence in when I go to him as a doctor. And he has served St. John, St. Mark's, and St. Patrick's very well for years. I think he was a beloved doctor in these 3 parishes, and he did human service. Whatever medication he gave me, I always feel good, even before I finish taking it. For that matter, I'm one that never really likes to finish take medicine. Once I feel better, I'll stop. But I was told that is not the best thing. But I could tell that once I get anything from Dr. Obama, in about 2-3 days, I feel okay. So my sympathy with the family. He have established himself in Grenada, so I consider him to be a Grenadian. I deeply consider that. In terms of the gentleman that you were speaking to, that you say is the public relation officer for the St. Mark's Development Committee or whatever, business associations, I tend to support a lot of what he was saying, and I thought he was a target. I think the community spread we have is because of our carelessness, most of it. And it is 2 years that we haven't seen much of the people that come from away with the infested. While we did have, but I think our local people. And I remember hearing personnel, people, leading personnel, people who in the political field, referring to saying that we don't have COVID, to what all this was about, was telling people that. I heard them. I saw them on television doing it. Plus the carnival-like activity where people were make all kind of gesticulation and award themselves for playing job and whatnot. So we are responsible for what happened to the state where we know. So I support all that. I definitely support it. Those things that is one of the reasons that we in that. Because to date, there are a lot of people still that are not adhering to rules and regulations. You said that you was giving the committees 7% for the way that this last lockdown was handled. Well, I don't think 7% is bad, but I would give them more than 7%. Although I didn't go out of my area, I didn't go out, no, so I didn't see what it is, but I thought it was good because listening to a little bit of the result, it seemed that if the figures have started going downwards. So if we adhere, if the public adhere to the rules and regulations, I think we could be on a better wicket. It is still said that a lot of people have been still wandering about and not obeying the rules and regulations. So perhaps we may perhaps have to have an advice to the police again, or the authorities to put some more regulations and so in place, but because people definitely still are not adhering it. And it's a serious, serious position that Grenada is in. We're not out of the woods, and we wouldn't come out of the woods right now. Thank you.
Thanks, Bridgman.
Yeah.
So that's about it, friend. 4 minutes now to the top. It is what it is. It has come to a state now that that's it. Those of you who have decided to take the vaccine at this time, kudos to you. Welcome to an opportunity that may cause you to survive. I didn't say it will, but it increases your chances. It's like lotto. You can do things to increase your chances. So welcome. Those who continue not to, that is business, me, you bother them. Forget it. Morning.
Morning. How are you, sir?
I'm all right.
Yeah, I like how you keep the thing going nice, man. Kudos to you.
Thank you.
Yeah. And another thing, I like to listen to Brother Carl.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think we should give Brother Carl more than a day. You know what I mean?
You willing to pay him?
No, I feel you contribute that, man.
Contribute that? He has to live, you know. He has his other things to do. He has to live.
I know, but I realize he's a man want to teach the nation.
So why aren't you willing to contribute towards his well-being?
Well, I'm not in the position really to...
Well, so I'm telling you, he's not in a position to give more than one day.
Okay, so let me say another thing now. All those who carrying American visa and living in Grenada, and they don't want to take the vaccine, but you must tell them October the 1st, that plan will come in space in America. You must be vaccinated to reach in America after the 1st of October. You want to go, you have to be vaccinated. Bless up, my brother.
One love. Where you calling from?
Spring Garden.
Oh, St. Andrew. All right. One love.
Yeah, bless up.
That's about it, friends. Goodbye. God bless you. Take care. Don't do what I wouldn't do. I'm out of here.